Hey everybody, what's shaking? This is DJ coming to you from DJ's Dugout here at the Giants headquarters. No, I wish. Hey, I wanted to shoot a quick video today just to inspire you, and I've got a great story for you. So, one of my good friends that works for me, those of you probably know Tony Adair, and Tony shared with me this story, and it really clicked, and I said, man, that's going to be a great story to share for DJ's Dugout message this Friday. So what I wanted to shoot for you today was, I was just recently at the Hollywood event, or in Hollywood, at the Bestseller Summit, getting an award. And one of the things I spoke about was adjusting your sail. And what I mean by adjusting your sail is that, we all have things in life that come at us, and we basically continue to do the same thing sometimes and expect a different result. I know I've done that, so you probably never have though, right? So anyways, but sometimes we just get stuck in that thinking and we keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. And so when what we really need to do is adjust our sail, and so we can go in a different direction, because there's a lot of things that we can't control, the weather or something that comes at us or happens to us, or maybe a health issue or something like that. And so all we can do though is deal with it in a positive manner and adjust our sail in order to have a victory. So Tony was telling me this story. When he was 14 years old, there was a kid that was like 6'2", had a mustache, and he just was absolutely dominant. He was a man-child, and actually I think he was maybe 12 or 13. So this kid, Tony was playing baseball, and this kid was his opposing pitcher that the team was facing. And the guy was like, 100 wins, no defeats, just like a giant, right? Just almost like a modern day just strikeout king. And so his baseball team was going to face this guy, and his coach had them bunt all week in practice. That's all they did was bunt. Bunt, 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 bunt. Probably would get old, right? Well, they didn't understand why they were bunting all week. Well, because their coach knew, he didn't want to tell them and intimidate them who they were facing that weekend, but their coach knew that the only way that they were going to beat this giant was to take a different approach than everyone else had taken. So if they were to take the same approach and try to hit off this guy, he knew that they would win. So he did something that is so awesome to hear and so out of the box. It's just awesome. What he did was, they bunted all week. The game time came, okay, and Tony let off. Boom, he dropped down a bunt, right? Boom. Is that how you bunt? I don't know. I didn't bunt much. But anyways, so Tony drops down a bunt, gets a base hit. Next guy drops down a bunt, gets a base hit. They bunted 4 successful bunts in a row, scored 1 run. Okay, now you got to imagine this guy hadn't even been scored off in the last however long, 2 years or something. It was just crazy how dominant this guy was when he was young, because he kind of was one of those that grew ahead of his schedule. So anyways, this team, Tony's team, ends up scoring 4 runs in the first inning off this guy. And what happened was the guy just completely melted. And long story short, they ended up bunting every single time. Nobody swung the bat. This guy, for whatever reason, it just really frustrated him. It bothered him. He'd run to get the bunt, and they'd bobble it or throw it away. So Tony's team scores 4 runs in the first inning. They end up winning the game like 7-2. And it's the first loss that this guy had endured in, I don't know how long time. And, it was like they had won, the World Series. And it was a championship game. So what I took from that was such a great lesson for all of us on how we can adjust ourselves. We can't control the pitcher if we're playing baseball, we can't control the pitcher that's throwing against us. just in life, we can't control sometimes something that happens to us, or some bad news that we get, or just a bad circumstance that comes our way. But what we can choose to do is adjust our sail. Adjust that sail and take a new angle, take a new approach to resolving that problem, to have something positive come of it, instead of just continuing to take the same approach to the same problem and get the same crappy result. So anyways, hopefully that was inspiring to you. I know it was to me when I heard that story, and I just wanted to drop you a line and share with you. So if you're having a problem, take a new angle to it, take a new approach, and focus on what you want. Do not focus on what you don't want to happen, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Whatever you give your power and your attention and your focus to with emotion, especially with emotion, that is going to be attracted into your life. So hopefully this inspires you. If you're facing a challenge, if you're facing an obstacle, you know that you don't have to come at it one way. You can go over it, you can go under it, and you can crash through it. So have an awesome weekend. This is DJ coming to you from DJ's Dugout, and I'll talk to you real soon.